The demand for electricity never ceases. Vigo Coal Company maintains a 24/7 operation mining clean coal to meet the region's energy needs. They depend on Cummins and a disciplined maintenance schedule to guarantee uptime that pays.
Vigo Coal has been a Cummins customer for over 17 years. They currently have 19 pieces of large mining equipment with Cummins high horsepower engines.
We're running the EH1700s, the EH3500s, and the EX3600 excavator. The EH1700s run the QSK 30 liter, the EH3500s run the 50 liter, and the EX3600 runs the 60 liter.
The excavator engine, it runs non-stop all day long. They never get a break. There's constantly more and more trucks coming to it.
The Cummins engine is a very powerful engine, very reliable engine, and it does everything we ask it to. It was digging topsoil 10 hours a day, 6 days a week.
This was a running takeout, which means the engine was operational. We knew it was at high hours, so when we took it out and replaced it, we sent it to our rebuild center where they did a failure analysis on it.
We received a QSK60 MCRS engine from Vigo Coal. It was installed in a Hitachi EX3600 model excavator. The engine was removed after 26,000 hours of operation after having burned 1.7 million gallons of fuel.
Before we decide to rebuild an engine, usually our team will go and talk with the customer and see what their plans are, see how many hours is on it, and look at the electronics parts of it, and go over the fuel burn, and we'll do a walk around to see what parts that may be missing or broken that we can visually see before we start our disassembly. Then we take it into our steam pit and steam it off. And then we move it to our disassembly area. And as we disassemble the engine, we'll look at our parts, visually look at them, and see if there's anything broken or something worn. If they are, we'll put it on a rejected table, and then later on we'll come back and re-look at them and then order our parts that we need for our engine rebuild.
When they looked at it, they found amazing maintenance that had been done, and it had exceeded any hours that is normally expected of that type of engine.
The typical duty cycle of an excavator in a coal mine would be governed by the arrival and departure of the haul trucks, which carry away the earth, and the operator's loading of those trucks using the excavator hydraulics. It's the hydraulics that apply the load to the engine. The load factor of an engine is basically the average amount of load that's applied to that engine over its life. I believe the customer's success with having the engine last this long is really due to their outstanding maintenance practices and adherence to set maintenance schedules, using the correct fluids in the engine, and following Cummins recommendations.
Everybody in the mining industry knows that it's cheaper to properly maintain your engine as opposed to just letting it break down. It's a lot more cost effective to maintain it properly due to the fact that we're in extreme temperatures, dust, you name it, we're in it.
Their maintenance, it's directly correlated to their uptime. And they know that, and that's why they're so disciplined at doing it. They've got some very experienced maintenance managers here, and they enforce the discipline procedures, and it shows in their amount of productivity and their amount of uptime, and how long their engines exceed lifetime expectations.
We have a company policy is if there's any warning lights, regardless if it's on the machine side or Cummins, it's not to be run until it's rectified. And Cummins knows our policies, and they are really diligent on coming out and making sure that the product is taken care of.
As we was tearing this engine down, you know, we looked at the gears, and they looked to be good, and the cam didn't have hardly any scarring on the loads. The bearings look fantastic for the hours and the fuel burn that was in this engine. Not much scarring at all, so this engine has done a good job. On the MCRS engines, the electronics, the fuel systems that they have on them, we're seeing a lot more hours out of these engines.
Our biggest enemy is downtime. If that machine's not working, that is our major yardage mover in the mine. If it's not running and sitting idle, we're not getting anything done. So the QSK60 has greatly impacted our productivity.
We're getting right at 97 and sometimes better uptime and production time out of the excavator, and a good regimen of routine maintenance and just taking care of the product goes a long way. We have a set schedule on all the equipment, and it's set in stone. All of our technicians take care of making sure all the oils and the filters and everything's serviced at every interval.
When servicing our Cummins engines, we use Cummins filters, Fleet Guard, coolant, and service it at 500 hours as specified by Cummins. We use a good synthetic oil because that's good through the extreme temperatures all the way through the sub-zero temperatures we work through. It holds up well. Extends our oil change life from 250 to 500 hours. We're really proud of the way we take care of our equipment. We take a lot of pride in the way we do things around here.
Crosspoint, the Cummins dealer that we run with, I mean, they are second to none. I mean, they really take care of us, and you know, they know our necessities, and they come out and they get everything figured out and up and going.
We're not just selling a component or parts or a product, we're also selling ourselves. Our service is something that we take pride in because that's what sells our product.
The support we get from Cummins is excellent. Within 2 hours, we can make a call and they can mobilize someone to head this way. And then one of the other things that sticks out, their technicians won't leave until after that machine is cycled, usually for an hour, so that we don't end up with another problem that might have coincided with the one that they originally came to work on.
I'd recommend Cummins in any other mining application because the needs and the necessities of the power that Cummins can provide with the support is second to none.
I would recommend partnering with Cummins and looking for new equipment because they have continuously provided us with excellent service and excellent product.
With recommended oil changes and using the correct oils and lubricants and getting the filters changed, I mean, you can exceed any serviceable hours on a Cummins product.
Cummins, uptime that pays.